You good, Mayor?
I'm all set.
Okay.
Ready to go, Augustine? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, the first item, is for budget transfers is for 39.9 for an advanced order of firearms.
I'll move this, Deline.
I'll second it.
I beat you. No, I'm calling him. He's the one who had it. Yeah.
I had to do that to you, Jack.
I didn't say aye. Nay.
Oh, we still got it. Let's take it.
It's the balance of the closeout for the first floor bathroom. We're finally totally done and paid for that.
What a marathon.
I'll move it. Thank you.
I'm happy that you did fix this, though.
I'll second it if no one seconds
Quite expensive, but
Well,
done.
It's so nice, I'm gonna move in there.
It's ADA compliant, and that's the biggest,
I remember last year.
yeah,
Talk about the new bathrooms?
yes.
Yeah, they are really nice.
The third item we have today is for law. I'm gonna see.
Is yours ADA compliant?
I will move this one.
Okay.
To adjust for unexpected replacement of chairs, locks, filing cabinets, and counter cabinets.
Second, anyone?
Second.
Okay, the next item, if you may recall, about a month ago, we had a police car that we replaced an insurance policy. This was the balance of it as it relates to the wrap for the car.
Okay.
Who does the wrap?
We mostly do most of it ourselves, actually. It's the purchase of it.
It's expensive wrap.
What was the unexpected wrap? Did
I
someone?
didn't put it in with the car purchase.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's it.
Anyone wanna move it?
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Okay, so the next couple of transfers that we're going to talk about has to do with some equipment purchases. Over the past, actually year, more than a year, we started at the beginning of February last year when the mayor put a mandatory freeze on everything. Our departments have worked really unbelievably well at cutting everything possible that we could cut. And because of it, we're going to see with our revenues, our sales tax didn't drop the way that it could have. And so we're going to see a little bit of a surplus this year. So what we're trying to do is some of those items that may be purchased for 21, 22, bring them into 2021. And that's what all of this is about. All the money is within their cost center,
Right.
so you're not going to see anything unusual here. And it is all necessary. So this first one, police administration, they have put off ordering actual computer hardware for probably a year and a half. We did order some different components, but the actual computer hardware and I misspelled hardware, but and quite honestly, we weren't able to get some of the computers timely, and so we didn't even budget for them. So that's why we're moving money from travel. There was no travel for education this year to computer equipment.
At this juncture, we're 120% of the original. Oh no, percent use of revised.
Yeah.
Wait. So what do you have listed as revised? Is that the new?
And I was waiting for a question because you've never asked this question.
I mean, I thought
Let me just finish
yeah.
because it's got nothing to do with, it's got to do with encumbrances.
Okay.
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 So the 1920 year,
Yep.
we ordered things that we didn't get. And so what happens is that budget comes over to the following year in which the funds are then expended. And so when you see that transfer in, there was not really a transfer in of that amount. That was really an encumbrance. But the way that our system does it, I have to show it as a transfer.
So you just moved the monies over from last year into this year.
All right. So
Whatever they purchase.
I'm good, I'll move it.
So I just, Mike, to the point, and I think Heather did say it, but as we went through an austerity.
no, I get it. I just was curious about a breakdown of how much we actually spent in this year of the original budget. It's so you don't have to tell me now.
No, but let me just, it's not just the police department, it's almost every department.
Yeah. Exactly.
We turned the faucet right off.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not knowing what obviously this pandemic was gonna bring to us as far as a revenue.
Well, yeah, we
as far as
literally did.
expenditures. So at this point, we've done a wonderful job keeping our costs down and going without. But at this point, there's some things that were already budgeted that now we're gonna give them the opportunity to say, okay, go out and get them.
And when the pandemic hit, I'll give you a great example. Donna Taser, she was considered non-essential, but she had to work part-time, and so we got her laptop.
Right.
That came out of there, that was unexpected. We
So-
bought several laptops.
On the same subject of this, but in a different department, and we don't have to figure this out now, but I'll talk to you after. to resolve some equipment sharing issues, I would like to potentially ask if need be, we can purchase a dedicated laptop for the council meetings and committee meetings. That way IT doesn't have to shift around laptops all the time.
We could talk to Frank about that. Yeah,
Okay.
we talked about that
Yes, yes.
before.
This
because
this
it's-
starting to become an issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
If,
I will second that, having been to the last council.
Okay, but-
well, that was, yeah, I don't want to bring it up in particular to that, but
There was a sickness in IT.
Yes.
And that's why we didn't, but we have, right now, we're probably sitting on 10 laptops up in his office.
hold on a second. If that's the case, we either need to make sure
Yes.
one is
I-
completely
you're
boxed up,
100% right.
untouchable. If we need to purchase one, fine. If we don't, fine. Great.
So if we don't, but the other thing is the fact that if a department head goes down, that's not the end of the world because you have people support behind it.
Yeah, of course.
Augustine should have actually known about that, and Frank, should have had that communication. So,
Have they developed,
Yeah, I'm bringing this up financially. This is no.
Yes.
have they worked this out?
yes,
Because it's sort of embarrassing.
Well, it was just.
No, it is. We started
happened.
20 minutes late.
Yes, yes.
but in life, nothing's perfect, and we
No,
adjust
I
it.
just
We talk
want you
to
to
Mike. I talked to
Yeah,
Melissa.
that's-
I understand the
and-
first
and we
time,
adjust it.
but as long as it doesn't happen again, we're good.
All right, so, all right, well, if we don't need to buy one, let's just make sure we got one down here.
Can't help you.
It's all good, it's all good.
Can't help yourself over there.
It was
Need
fun.
a second.
It was
I'll
terrible.
second it.
All right, I am not against
Yeah,
this.
but I
I'm for
moved it. I moved it anyways.
All right,
I should give it to somebody else.
Next item in that same vein, we chose to move up some purchases for our, ambulances. Our computers were outdated in our ambulances. Instead of putting them in the budget for 21-22, we knew we would have the funds available in 2021. So that's what we did. We wanted to move that within, the same cost center.
I'll move that.
I'll second, all right. She's-
Next one is just a little cleanup, advertising costs for playing and doing it. I'll move it.
Second it,
The next one has to do with their jaws of life equipment and,
move it.
okay,
Don't you want to know the next explanation on it?
it is right there. Jaws of life.
So he means why we need another.
Right, right.
one.
Well, the key is, this is gonna be more of a battery operated, which will give us a little bit more of a quicker response with more power behind it. That's the rationale behind it. I mean, that is what we've had for a while is with the cables and so forth, that you need, with a generator and so forth. This will be the battery, which will give us a little bit more
More bulk.
flexibility.
And we're gonna sell the,
No, we'll still use the other ones. We still use them. It's not that you get away from it.
all you need two.
What if you have two car accidents within relatively the same time?
Never had.
Never?
The new one is more mobile. It could get
Yeah,
to,
yeah.
if someone was just down a ravine or something, obviously.
I
Heavier metal.
hate to say that the last fidelity we had along Albany, this would have been,
So it might have helped them.
well, not helped. It was, is the fact that you still have to bring everything out into it. This, you just bring the unit out, it's battery operated. It's no different than a lot of the equipment that's out there that use residential. The battery powers right now and the equipment are making the standard, so it's much easier than having a tag along or equipment that can fail. So,
That's a question I do have. So we have two of them now.
yes.
Now, do they go on an engine? Are they always on an engine or
Yes.
do they keep them in a?
No, there's always on a specific engine depending on what it
So
moves.
we're gonna have two engines with them now.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, we're done with that one.
No, we need a second.
I'll second it.
No, you.
Or no, I moved
You moved
it.
it.
Sorry.
Well, Jack shouldn't be able to move
All right.
because he had a lot of questions.
The next one, before we, I guess I'll move it, but what, so we
Okay,
can
so
talk
I
about it.
get to my jaws, the reason for the jaws of life was that we were going to purchase it in 21-22. We moved it up, we moved it back because we could.
Mhm.
The same as with the fire training academy. Over the past couple of years, we have cut, their purchases,
Mhm.
cut their equipment purchases. And last year, we weren't even sure if we were gonna have a cap. And so, there are a couple of things that they want to purchase. There is, I'm trying to remember the list here. Remember the list? I remember what this was yesterday. I gave the list back to Scott Anderson on Friday.
In reference to the,
I don't want to not vote on this one today, but I did want to see the list for that one.
I can give you the list for all of them.
Oh, okay, cool.
I just can't think, I had it because I told him to take it back. I didn't agree with a couple of things I had him working on.
This is the one that gives him a little bit more of a running opportunity of what he has and as he's moving. The technology you're talking about, it's just bringing this up to the 21st century, that he has it computerized versus it being paper. So it's something that Scott's been asking about for at least, I don't know, 2 years, at least 2.5 years. And so this gives them a little bit better opportunity to keep, the educational end of it with a computer on all of the equipment they have throughout.
All right, well, I moved this. I'm just gonna call Scott about it.
I'll get you the entire list.
Yeah, thanks.
I was just gonna say, Heather's got all that. We went through that on Friday.
Okay.
Wait a second.
I'll second it because Jack didn't.
Well, I'm trying to figure out what the equipment is, and I'm always, no, it's just,
I mean,
I wanna make sure that, we're not,
Now what?
I
Now,
wouldn't be against the motion to table, if you want to table this one. However, it is necessary.
no, I know that, and I wanna see, how many classes do we got scheduled this year?
you'll have two.
2 classes? And how many from outside the area was gonna be?
Don't know.
paid for?
You don't know. You don't know until we actually were there. And again, the pandemic has put a lot of things in a different venue. So you don't know when it opens up, how many other outside agencies will be coming in, but that has never been the problem. But I don't want you to think that that is specifically for the training itself.
Well, what's it for?
It is not. It's for keeping a tab on all the different equipment that we have to monitor everything.
okay. I will get you the list.
Yeah.
I want to say it was gummies and it was something
Right.
else. I just can't think.
I'll move the salt transfer for $13,200.
That's not too bad this
Since we're
year.
so salty.
We did pretty good, huh? Good.
Well, so far we got lucky.
Yeah, really, yeah.
March has been
Yeah, it's been our
our disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get burned.
It's been our
Oh,
disaster.
but it's looking pretty good the rest of the month from what it looks
I
like.
remembered what I was gonna ask you earlier.
Yes.
About the street cleaners. I'll talk to you after.
But I'll second it.
Now, the demolitions, we just continue on with our saga of James.
Move.
Second.
I'll move the FBI membership.
One second.
And the last one has to do with codes. As you recall, we changed how they got paid. We moved the stipends into the salaries at that time. I mentioned that they didn't want to move any money until we kind of knew where we were. And now you can see we're gonna.
It's gonna cover it? Okay.
Yep.
I'll move it.
I'll second that one. Zach, you here for a reason?
Yeah.
You need to go into executive session?
I don't know, but then, no,
I don't think so.
such a minor claim.
Okay.
So this actually wasn't my case, it was Dave Longren's case. What it was, a DPW, actually a parks employee was mowing in one of the parks. He didn't see a rather large rock, which he then struck with the mower, which projected the rock into a 2018 Ford Escape.
Oh, man.
And I thought this was quite a questionable claim upon first review, but there's real damage to the car. It actually pierced the metal in the car's door. This was all verified by subsequent UPD police report. The adjuster's report came in around, I think it was like $2,500.
28, okay.
The carrier, their insurance carrier was, Main Street American Protection Insurance Company, settled their insurance. They brought a subrogation claim against the city. My illustrious co-counsel was able to negotiate it down to $1,057.83. Now, our office only has authority to settle claims on its own up to $1,000. So for the remaining $57.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. Anyone against this one?
Good.
Actually,
It's going.
it's less than I thought it would be.
So- It's only gonna cost me $1,057 to fix the door?
No, that's how much we have to pay the insurance.
Insurance company's gonna pay it.
They've already paid the
How much was the actual claim,
$2,800.
20, okay. So why would they come after us if they already paid it? This is what they